Hello guys, this is probably going to be a very long video, so this might have to be broken into a couple videos, I don't know. Depending on if I could get my thoughts done in a 15-minute video, we'll see. So let's get to the thing. Same-sex marriage. U.S. Supreme Court hear arguments on whether states can ban gay marriage. The Supreme Court heard arguments about bans on gay marriage in 4 states Tuesday. The ruling due in June is expected to decide if same-sex couples have marriage rights under the Constitution. Alright, now, as an atheist, I am very much about equality for everyone. Blacks, whites, Asians, Mexicans, straights, bisexuals, transgenders, same-sex couples. I don't care. If you love the person and they love you and you both decide that you want to make that step, you want to make that, a binding thing, that you want to make it official, that, hey, we are going to be together, and you think that the relationship can survive for the rest of your life, yes, get married. And anyone that opposes you needs to fucking move out of the damn way and let you get your goddamn marriage. Alright? I'm sick and tired of listening to people say marriage is a man and a woman. That is complete fucking horseshit, and if you understood what a marriage is, there are many reasons why you get married. And marriage and the reason you get married have changed a lot over the centuries. Some of the main reasons you would get married is for influence. You want to unite your kingdom. You want to build up relations between the neighboring kingdom. You'd marry off your daughter. You'd marry off your son. You'd make deals that when my son gets to this age and your daughter gets to that age, we'll have a marriage, and this will, strengthen the unity between my kingdom, your kingdom, this nation, that nation. Believe it or not, the marriage in which I love you, you love me concept is a relatively new one. I don't know exactly. I would say it's probably a 19th century, maybe 17th century concept. 18th century concept, I would imagine. But in terms of history, it's actually a relative invention, a new invention. In terms of the history of man, the concept of marrying someone because you love them, I would imagine is only a couple hundred years old. And a lot of people say, well, the Bible clearly states that it's a man and woman. Yeah, the Bible probably does clearly state that it's supposed to be a man and a woman, but that's the Bible, and that's the Bible's interpretation of what marriage should be to them, not what marriage should be, period. If you want to say that marriage should be about a man and a woman, that's fine, and I'm completely accepting of that position. But you seem to forget that there are other kinds of relationships. You seem to forget that there are more than this kind of relationship where one man and one woman are together. There are relationships in which there are more than 2 people in the relationship. Well, it might be 2 women and a man, 2 men and a woman, and those should be equally valid for marriage. It just means you have to buy more rings, and the wedding's probably going to be a little bit more expensive. But as far as marriage, it should be a civil right for everyone. Black, white, Asian, Mexican, Latino, whatever. Purple, pink, zebra color, it doesn't really fucking matter. Love is love. That is the fucking point. You know, if marriage is supposed to be the absolute commitment that you love this person and you want to spend the rest of your life with them, it is your right to do so. And if someone wants to tell you otherwise, they can go fuck off. Again, I don't have a problem with people, who think it should be a one way or another. But just because you hold a position doesn't make that position true. I could say my position on interracial marriage shouldn't happen. It should be illegal. But would that make my position on interracial marriage valid? No, not at all. And of course, at some point in time, that was the case. Well, a black man marrying a white woman was against the law. You couldn't do it. They probably wouldn't even allow it. Now, of course, it's allowed. It's called progress. We are progressing towards a society that is accepting of these kinds of relationships. And it's no longer taboo. It's no longer looked down upon. And I applaud that. And what I think about, what the problem with the religious people are, is that they're afraid. They're afraid of progress. And they've been brought up in this worldview, well, it's this box, essentially. It's this box, and everything inside the box is okay, but everything beyond the box is bad, it's evil, it's scary. And they're afraid. A good analogy is, religion is like a room with no windows, and the door is locked. There's not much you can do. Like, the concepts that you have accepted are there, but there's no way you can really absorb new concepts. You can't, there's no way you can introduce new concepts and new ideas, because religion is really a box. It's isolated. It's stagnant. A good way of understanding this is, think of religion as a puddle, and atheism is the ocean. It's the clouds. It's the rivers, the creeks, the streams. It's constant. It's constantly moving. It's constantly evolving. It's constantly updating. And religion is like a puddle. It exists, and it doesn't do anything. It's what it's always been. It's always been at this place, and it's always going to be at this place. And it's scary to all of a sudden see this progress all around you. Well, here's a nation that is about freedom and equality. America broke away from the concept of there is this high authority that you answer to. That was the king. Okay? Think of God as the King of England in 1776. He was the absolute authority. There was no one really above him. And we broke away. And Britain, at the time, had this king-servant relationship with the colonies. I'm England, I'm the boss, you do as I say. And America broke away and said, fuck you, we're going our own way, and we're going to try and make our own path. And 250 years later, we are paving our way towards a future worth living. But we do have people who are like, no, we should stay where we are. Everything's good. You do realize that for hundreds of years in this country, we allowed slavery. We came onto this continent in around 1612. Okay, 1608, 1612, something like that. we put colonies on the East Coast. And we had slaves. And for 300 to 400 years, that was okay. We allowed it because in the Bible, that was okay to do. And we never really questioned it. And we only really started to question it in any meaningful way when it became apparent that we needed to change. That if we are to become a civilized society and a civilized nation, we needed to remove this concept of ownership over human beings. And we fought a massive battle called the Civil War, to end the barbaric, primitive, fucked up system that was slavery. And the war became a better place because of it. That meant that we went against the Bible, because the Bible made it quite clear. I was about to say quail. But the Bible made it quite clear that you're supposed to own people. That's okay to do. You could beat your slave as long as you don't kill them. That means you could rape your slave as long as you didn't kill them. That means you could bond them, cut them, beat them with a stick. You could starve them to death, starve them near to death. You can give them bad food as long as they didn't die. It was okay, right? And the way I look at marriage is that's similar, right? In that we have to fight this big war to improve the planet, right? We have to battle these religious zealots, these nutcases, these people who would rather keep us in the past. Well, some people aren't special. They aren't equal. And as an atheist, it's like, let's stop saying that you're not the same as me. Let's stop acting like I'm better than you because I have a particular view on a particular thing about a particular subject. Let's stop that. And let's just be equal. We're all on the same planet. We're all living at the same time. Let's behave like people that have some goddamn common sense. Let's stop acting like I'm better than you and you're worse. No one is inferior, no one is better. We are equal, and if that means that we allow different kinds of marriages, fine, and let's do it, and let's be fucking happy that we have progressed to a point in which we are no longer so arrogant and closed-minded. Let's just accept that it's time that we stop acting like we're better simply because we have a particular view on a particular subject, and let's just treat everyone equal. Why can't we do that? That's all I have to say.